Here's former Pence chief of staff Marc Short throwing a little jab at Matt Gaetz.
On that note, let me just say what everybody here knows. Mike Pence will never be president. Nice guy, not a leader.
Marc?
Well, I don't know if Mike Pence will run for president in 2024, but I don't think Matt Gaetz will have an impact on that. In fact, I'd be surprised if he was still voting. It's more likely he'll be in prison for child sex trafficking by 2024. And I'm actually surprised that Florida law enforcement still allows him to speak to teenage conferences like that. So I'm not too worried about Matt Gaetz. Thanks.
Listen, you in
Well
no
done.
way, shape, or form ever have to hand it to someone who used to work for Mike Pence. But that's the closest I think I've ever gotten to doing so.
Well, I like the infighting, so we can give praise for that. I mean, the more right-wing infighting, the better.
And I gotta say, that was like a 1-2, like not only just like a one-liner that was really good, just like an altogether really well thought out 1-2 punch. And I'm almost shocked it's coming from someone with that sort of politics. I didn't know they had it in them.
And for people that don't know, Matt Gaetz just was, there was a vote on human trafficking, an anti-human trafficking bill that just came through the House. And there were 20 Republicans that voted against it. Matt Gaetz was one of them. So he's leaving himself open for this kind of critique as he's under investigation for maybe, sleeping with minors.
I'm thinking about it, and to be fair, Republicans do have a lot of practice accusing people of pedophilia and being groomers and stuff. So that's probably why it was so easy for him.
Muscle memory.
But this is the first time where that accusation seems warranted, and it's probably going to end up being quite accurate.
I was going to say, I think it's an important point to make, and it's one that I think that I don't necessarily have to give it to a Mike Pence employee, except for the fact that it's one that if it wasn't going to come up but for him saying it, you wonder why you would play a clip of Matt Gaetz and allow him to position himself as some sort of expert on child welfare, as he loves to do, some sort of expert on politics, as he loves to do, without mentioning that he is currently under investigation for sex trafficking of minors, and that his co-conspirator has pleaded guilty and is working with the feds to put together a case. These are things that are relevant to his expertise on the subject that would otherwise go unsaid by our media because they would think that it's inappropriate or it would be biased to point that fact out. But I mean, honestly, I think more people should point it out when Matt Gaetz is, giving these talks or going on Major Retailer Green's podcast to talk about LGBTQ people. It's it's a completely, it just comes across as projection at this point.
Yeah, I mean, hey, has he been seen in any pizza parlors lately? I don't know.
He makes pizza at home, apparently. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Takes pizza across state lines.
That was good.
Which is a felony. That's not legal advice, though.
No.
No, none of this is legal advice.